This is Blaxk Szn, an audio documentary by David Blaxk and DJ Medley P. We're going to be running through the up-and-coming career of David Blaxk and what he goes through on a day-to-day in the studio, going over the song again and again and again and again and again until I don't have to look at my lyrics. In the home, my grandma used to play like Michael Jackson and, you know, just 70s music on her cassettes in the living room every Saturday. So I would always be singing. And out there in the field, when he's performing, boy, wrap it up and sell it out quick. You ain't putting work and your fans don't hurting, yeah. And climbing the way through musical stardom.
Yo, it's DJ Medley P, creator of Gumfingers and that. Today I'm talking to upcoming North London rap and R&B artist David Blaxk, who's currently just released his project In the Beginning Chapter 1. Make sure to go and check it out on all the good streaming services and that. But I'll let David explain who he is.
David Blaxk is a 22-year-old artist from London. He knows what he wants and he's got the attitude to make it. He's currently on all social media platforms and streaming services with his EP In the Beginning Chapter 1. You can stream it everywhere. Find him on Instagram, Twitter, and on the Gunfingers SoundCloud, doing a podcast.
David then begins to explain to me how he got involved in doing music.
I got involved with music at a really young age. I actually started, performing at the age of 5. My grandma used to play like Michael Jackson and, just 70s music on her cassettes in the living room every Saturday. So I would always be singing. Then it was when I was 12, I actually performed in my school assemblies on an annual basis. And I was kind of known as that guy who does music, who raps and sings. But through school, I never took it seriously. When I hit 18, my rap skills started to develop and, some really good friends of mine started to give me a push. And it's just been a journey since then, and I've loved every single moment of it.
Me and David take a walk down to the Markeaton Street studios. Let's see what he wants to do today.
Today in the studio, we're going to be running through some tracks I'm just finishing up. We're going to be looking at some of the mixes I've done and also I've got a new tune called Sunshines and Funerals that I'm going to be previewing. Taylor about the fucking flex. That's basically that's the instrumental to Sunshines and Funerals. It was basically to keep it, precise. It's just what I've been going through since summertime to this point in autumn. Deaths of family members and just the struggles of, just going through this musical journey on top of, relationships and education. And it's just a sum up of all of that, to be honest. It's just a sum up of all of it.
Whilst talking with David Blaxk in the studio, a young rapper from Newcastle called Phoenix comes in, asking for a female singer. We then lead on to freestyling and talking about various subjects within the game, from artists to charts, producers, even showing each other's mixes to see what could be improved and just overall advice.
But yeah, see how it kind of it had different parts to the song and then
Okay, first off, the beat was sick. All the beats you use for your tracks are really sick. Who does your beats, man?
Most of the time is Sizzy Chameleon. You can find him on Instagram, DJ Sizzy Official. But other times, I'll just go on YouTube and there's a plethora of producers on YouTube. But if I'm feeling most of their beats are Young Taylor or Taylor King or Danny EB on the tracks.
Oh, I know Danny EB. Yeah, that's all the shit. Yeah,
hard. Everyone's got their Gmail in their Google accounts. Do you know what I mean? Send them a message, hit them up, and be like, "Yo, your beats are sick. I make a lot of music to it. If you could check out my songs."
Yeah.
And when they reply, it's kind of you've got this kind of relationship with the producer almost.
I've always wondered how artists create content in their music, in which David gives a different aspect on the situation.
That's funny because most of the time when I say that, I try to think of some elaborative like answer, but to be honest, before I write a song I really, really like, and a song that I get amazing feedback from people, I've always been doing something before it, like as normal as sitting down playing FIFA or something, or just watching a series, or I was inspired when I was in town and I heard a jingle, so when I came home I ran some beats and I just, picked one that resonated with me. So my creative process basically comes from running through some instrumentals, seeing what speaks to me, and when I know, I just know, and the writing just flows, whether it comes with the hook first, whether it comes with the first verse, or maybe a bridge. It literally just flows, because if I pre-plan what I'm going to write in the song, it never actually works that way.
Studio time is expensive, not cost, but how to efficiently record without wasting time. David mentions how he prepares before recording using modern meditation techniques.
What I've been working on recently, because I've been researching preparation techniques to enhance my performance in the studio and in live performance. So one thing I've been doing is getting some headspace, sitting down, and it actually works amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing it for the past 4 days. I just sit down and I use this app called Headspace. Shout out Headspace. This app called Headspace. I sit down and I just breathe in through my nose, breathe out through my mouth, breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth, and just get a grasp of my surroundings, what I can hear from what distance, how I feel, the pressure of gravity on my body parts, and what feels comfortable, what doesn't. And it just makes you so in tune with yourself about how you feel at the moment. So when it comes to writing, you're literally getting out exactly how you feel in that moment in time. And I feel like that's the best music, to be honest.
After recording, for artists, their world still revolves around the session they did. David explains his process after recording a new track.
After recording, to be honest, I just get on with my day. I literally, I sit there, that's a lie, tell a lie. I sit there for about, and I shit you not, I sit there for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, going over the song again and again and again and again and again until I don't have to look at my lyrics. So I can literally be walking around the house, just, rapping this new song while the beat is playing in the background or anything. I'm so adamant about knowing my songs off the top of my head, because from past experience, I haven't really enjoyed reading off my phone. If I write it, I want to know it off head. So I practice and practice and practice and practice it, and try to show other people, because I'm so excited about what I've written. I want to show people, you know what I mean? So if anyone's about, I'll be like, do you want to hear this new thing? Just to get, not for validation, but just to get, how they
David
feel
had
about
recently been selected to be a contestant in the musical competition called the Showcase Tour. I was curious as to how he got involved with the competition.
It was at a point where I was thinking to just do a massive emailing list, just write a set, Word document, copy and paste it onto my new messages on my email, just send it to BBC Radio Derby, countless radio stations and podcasts, and just out to everybody. And I was looking for emails and social media pages, and I was scrolling through Instagram, as you do, and I seen a sponsored post saying, would you like to be involved in a showcase to get your music, to basically go on a US tour and win 50 grand. I seen 50 grand, I said, saying nothing. So I clicked on it, and before I actually submitted my music, I just said a little prayer, man. I said, you know what, if this is gonna take me somewhere, in terms of networking, progression, and just moving forward, then God, just do your thing in it. But that's how I found it, to be honest. That's how I found it.
David further begins to explain how he prepared his track listings and mental prep before performing at the Showcase Tour.
So there was a lot of trial and error in my selection, because I have a set. So I have music that can last, music that's officially on the internet. I could do about a 20 minute set with that. But I had to basically choose songs that I feel would be able to show off my versatile nature instead of the songs that I liked the most to show to the crowd. So I had to create a mix of music that I feel would be good for a set. And then I had to mentally and physically prepare myself as well, because it was my first ever live performance, you know, in terms of engaging an entire crowd instead of a group of friends or maybe a new person that I'm showing my music to. So I had to practice stage presence. When I got there, I'd already planned it in my mind, but when I got there, I walked around the stage multiple times to get, you know, a grip of the amount of space I had, whether I could jump or run or move to the left a certain amount, how far back I could go, you know, so the crowd could still see me. Yeah, and also anxiety techniques to you know, counter anxiety, because you could be so excited for something, but once you get up on there and you're really doing it, you know, your nerves can really, like, it can really bring someone down. So just ways to counter anxiety by practicing, building confidence, knowing exactly what you're about to do. If anything goes wrong, how do I counter it? Like, you don't actually see in any of the videos, but during my performance, the XLR came out of the microphone. So there was a 7-second bit where no one could hear me. So I literally had to think, okay, what the heck am I gonna do? And I was still rapping along, I was still engaging them, but I literally put the mic down on a different stand, ran to the left side of the stage, grabbed a different mic, and carried on like nothing happened. Because if I let it get to me and ask them to, I don't know, if I just handled it differently, like ask them, oh, can you stop the show, I need to get my mic, or just acted like it affected me, then it would have ruined the whole performance. So it's just, you know, ways to go around it, and it was, just gotta prepare, definitely gotta prepare.
Whilst attending David's performance at the Showcase tour, I was able to gain some audio from his performance, and he also explained what happened at the event itself.
After you hear my music, you understand? Hear me up. You ain't bare next man, can't rate yourself. What does that say about you? I put strings on boards, put plugs on chords. How can you not do you? You can't talk my name, try stick it on me. Who did you turn into? You talk chat too much, but your bolts all nuts.
So I arrived there really early. I could not be late that day because it was just such an important day. Arrived there, got my artist pass, met the tour manager, made sure to, you know, acquaintance myself really well. Met the photographer, acquaintance myself, the DJ and the sound engineer. Did some preparation techniques, met other artists and, you know, talked a bit, shared social medias and music taste. And then I just decided, you know what, before the event starts, let me just have a breather. So I walked into Camden Town, up the road. I didn't do anything to do with music. I just chatted with some friends and, you know, just got my mind off of the magnitude of what I felt I was about to do. So I arrived and there were actually 18 acts before me. So I was literally there within the building, and more people were coming in, more of my friends and family were arriving. And as more people performed, I felt more confident to actually go up on the stage, you know, seeing the judges' reactions and everything. It finally got to my turn, went on stage. I was so excited. I said, I've been waiting for this for months. I made sure to, you know, connect with the crowd and the audience, ask them how they're doing, if they're enjoying their night, what I'm about to do, and just, you know, engage with them throughout my performance. Above everything, I had fun. Like, on that stage, I felt I'm running out of adjectives and like words to use to how I felt on that stage, but it just felt like that was the purpose I was here for. And just seeing the, you know, emotions on people's faces that I literally met that day made me feel like, man, this is, I'm definitely doing the right thing. Came off the stage, and funnily enough, there was a gentleman at the back who was wearing a Burberry suit. He looked amazing, like he looked expensive, like I can't estimate. But the whole performance he was standing there screw-faced at the back, and I just knew he must have been an A&R or something like that. Prior to me going on stage, I went up to him and said, I like your suit. He said, thank you, man, appreciate it. After I performed, he actually came up to me and he said, what's your name? He already knew my name because I told everyone my name. He asked me my name. He said, you've got a future, my guy. Obviously, he didn't say it like how I said it. He had a very thick Jamaican accent and he was like 50, 60 years old. But he basically told me to keep going. He introduced me to a lady who owns a radio station in London who's actually won British Music Awards for her radio station, which airs in Ghana as well. So she gave me some advice as well, and she gave me her number. And she said she'd like to link up with me in the future. Another pub owner as well spoke to me and said he'd like me to. So it was just amazing to, you know, get contacts of these people that own things that want me to come and perform there. And then how many other people performed after me? About 13 other people performed after me. The DJ even invited me on stage to like sit by him while people were performing and stuff, and I felt like it was really cool. And yeah, I just caught up with people and met the other artists and made sure to, you know, show my respect to everybody else who came after me as well, because yeah, I just felt like it was a place to just show humbleness and respectfulness, even though it was a competition. In the end, they were doing the voting, and I actually ended up being called up first to the stage for third place. The way I walked up, you would have thought I lost, but I really wanted to win, but hey, you know what I mean? Opportunities were still made. The only guy I knew there came second as well, so when he came on the stage, I was like, hey man, I'm glad it was you. He said, yeah, love bro, appreciate it. And then the guy who came third, actually, first, actually wasn't even there anymore because an altercation had happened where there was a fight between two artists and police had showed up, so he had to leave. And the rules clearly stated, if you win the competition but you're not there at the end, then you'll be forfeited. So number two actually ended up coming first, and I actually ended up coming second. But beyond that, I was just so appreciative of all the connections I made, and it was a great night. It was a great night, man. It was a great night.
You show me who you love. Now there's a room for us. God, let me fade into you. Why you fade into me? I know this here coming love.
David Blaxk in the building.
It's pure ecstasy.
Give it to them.
It's pure ecstasy.
Come on.
It's pure ecstasy. It's pure ecstasy. Pure ecstasy. Come
After exploring and asking David Blaxk how he created content for his music, to his performance at the Showcase Tour, I died to ask what was in store for the future of David Blaxk.
New music, man. I know it's the cliche thing for all artists to say, like, new music coming soon, new music. Like, that's literally in all our vocabulary, but it's literally coming soon, man. It's in my own hands, so I can't really be saying, oh, my man's holding me back, I can't release my tape. Like, it's literally up to me, you know what I mean? So all the pressure that I get from people, like, when's a new tune coming out, I take it on my back and I work towards it, you know what I mean? Next step, I'm trying to get visuals out there, man. I'm trying to get visuals out there. I mean, people can listen to music, but in this day and age, they want to see a face, they want to see your persona, they want to see what you're about, they want to see your attitude and your character and your personality so that they can resonate with you when they're listening to your music as well. And I owe it to the people who've been supporting me and, you know, that appreciate what I do to put that out there. So in the near future is visuals, and hopefully in the 2019 future, I'm hoping for features, man. Features with artists that I want to work with, you know what I mean? Like, there's this guy called AYEM, and he released a tune yesterday called Statement 2. I think he's one of the waviest in the UK. He's up and coming, but he's surpassed like 15 million, 20 million views, but he's still not up there, you know what I mean? But He's one of the best. Also, Lavelle London. Even spoken word poets like Sophia Thakur, and just these creative people, man. I'm looking to work with them, videographers, and yeah, I'm just looking to work with some people that I've made connections with. So it's up to me to stretch my arm out and make it happen, man.
So that was the audio documentary Blaxk Szn, following the story of David Blaxk, obviously starring David Blaxk, edited by me, Paul Bowler. The music used throughout is from Young Taylor, first track Blue Notes 2, Down Girl, James Dean, Danny Eby Say It, and Marcus Corlin.